Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find, and with any luck my guests will be able to answer all of them. Hello everyone. Today we have got with us Mole Manda, Beth.
Of course that's a mole. I was wondering what the number was. That
Jenni.
was really dumb.
Jeff.
Oi, oi.
And Jen.
Hi. One moment.
One moment. This.
Oh, I forgot. Oi, oi, oi.
What's oi, oi, oi?
Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy.
Oh.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yep, that one.
It's just not Jeff if he doesn't say oi.
I think the drunk monkey does it best. Oi, fucking oi.
It's the trinity of ois. That's what it is. They are the one oi, but they are also three. It's the 3 in 1 oi.
Oi times 1 to the power of 3.
Oh.
Well, in respect to
Which would be 1.
Morning, Dave. How are you?
Terrible. How are you? Oh.
Oh, we lost Jen. Oh, Jenny's back.
What did you
That
do,
was
Jen?
quick.
Well, she came in automatically. It's very buggy. I forgot what I was going to say now. I was completely thrown by that. You bouncing. I get into trouble with bouncing.
You can ask. You can ask a
You're gonna ask a
question.
question.
There are questions? Whose channel are we on?
Jeff,
Yours.
you could ask a question.
No, it's ours. We are taking all your views.
No!
Yeah, I'll ask you questions now, Dave, because we will be testing you on them later.
You expect me to remember anything. Right, okay, then we'll have a question. Question 708. Have you ever got something for nothing and still felt shortchanged?
I'm talking to you on an Apple MacBook, which I've got for nothing. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yes.
I got one of those for nothing once too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you feel like you deserved
way
it?
back when. No, I did not feel like I deserved it, but I was happy to keep it.
Well, it doesn't count then. You've got to feel shortchanged.
Oh.
Apparently that number is Manda's cup size.
Oh.
Oh,
Nerdy.
Wow.
I think he meant
You
this.
could have your own. You could have your own moons if that was the case.
He's talking about my drinking cup, not my boob.
I highly doubt this. This is nerdy we're talking about.
Yeah, it was boob. It was nerdy.
I thought it might have something to do like a coffee cup or something. I'm a bit innocent to all this stuff.
Yes, I would definitely have a huge gravitational field. If it was my boob.
You don't think you
We're
have
not
a
gonna
huge
have to show
gravitational
boobs or
field
anything
now?
here, are we?
I said huge.
Uh,
Every yes,
Can you
there,
ask me a
there's
question?
well,
everything with mass has gravity.
Every mass has gravity.
Manda, do you think you could do like a wet T-shirt thing in the interest of like disproving flat Earth and prove that water does sort of stick to?
Stick to a sphere.
If you wait until math pig goes on his walk.
It's for science, damn it!
It's
Exactly.
that we can debunk flat Earth.
Yes, we should do that, Jeff. I agree with Jeff. That should definitely happen. We should line up
so,
10 women
Manda,
for-
you are a scientist and a NASA show. I really can't, I really recommend that you do.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
They will just
Right
claim
on
that the boobs are CGI.
So Jeff, are you saying boobs are around to stop men falling off?
Something like that, yeah.
So back to the question.
Okay. We have Quinton says. Yeah, every time I watch Jill's content, and then shortchanged in my faith in humanity.
Oh.
No doubt.
Jen.
Oh God. Must I?
Yeah.
I don't know. When it's getting something for nothing and thinking I was shortchanged. Come back to me.
Yeah.
I actually can't think of one.
Jenny?
Oh, many times.
Yes.
My parents were, as kids, my parents were positively the worst gift givers of all time. If they were going to get the kid something that was popular, they missed the ball every time. They would get something that was the exact opposite of that and would lead to nothing but harassment for the kid. So almost anything I ever got from my parents would qualify as that.
Oh, if we're going down that route, I'll go with my skeletal structure.
Oh.
Touche, Dave.
Okay.
Oh, well, I've got an answer that.
No, you don't!
Moving on.
Beth?
I mean, honestly, I can't really think of anything because if people offer me something that I don't want, I just tell them I don't want it. So,
The first thing is,
and the people usually don't give me stuff.
I don't have a good answer. I have a similar answer.
My love, Beth. My friendship.
And she feels shortchanged.
But I wasn't shortchanged by that, honey.
Okay. Thank you.
There are lots of times I have been given something free and it has really annoyed me. Because it introduces an obligation and it's rarely what I actually wanted. And they're little things. They're things where I've gone to get something and you'll go, oh, I'll give you this one for free. And then it's like,
Dave,
that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was this.
Go on. You know, when you went on stream, you said we could do about 3 weeks worth of consistent rain. I think someone must have heard you. It was
I know.
Just started to get down now.
I have got an answer for you though, Dave. Now.
Go on.
I've got a aunt who lives the other side of the country to me who is fairly deeply religious, and when I first transitioned, she sent me a video made by her church on the sins of transitioning.
Oh,
Really? Is that really a gift, though?
no! Well, she thought it was.
It got wrapped in paper and everything. She meant it.
No, it's more like trans torture. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it TT.
Yeah, it definitely was. That's what it was.
Is there any chance you still have
I
it?
used to talk to her for the next 5 years.
Have you still got it?
No, of course I don't.
Can you ask her for a copy?
That's
What?
a shame.
Can you ask her for a copy?
I get another copy.
Yeah.
I could probably find it online. Why? You think I should debunk it?
Yeah.
I think,
I think it would be wonderful to hold it up to public ridicule.
Ridicule.
Don't you?
here's the question here. Has anyone
I'll
ever
have
been
to
given
find it.
Well, here's the obvious answer to this question. Then I've got to ask: has anyone here ever been given a Bible for free?
Yeah.
See,
Yes.
There you
that's
go.
what my
But at the
territory
time, I
here.
didn't
I was
find
gonna
it
say
bad.
my answer was going to be the love of Jesus Christ.
Oh, I like that.
But have you ever actually been given that?
But when you were given it,
Jeff right away.
changed. I mean, you wouldn't now if somebody was saying, "Oh, I get to give you God's love." God gives you His love. You feel shortchanged with that. But if you were a Christian at the time, you wouldn't have felt shortchanged by that. See, that's my problem with Jeff and his whole Bible thing. Yeah, nobody has ever given me a Bible, and since I told them I was
No,
an
excuse me.
atheist.
No. I was an atheist. They gave it me as a fucking birthday present.
Well, that's
I felt short fucking changed.
I remember a few years back, my sister-in-law gave me a it was a Christmas ornament that was a miniature Bible, knowing I was a fucking idiot. So yeah, that was nice.
I mean, I suppose there's always uses for a Bible if you've got a wonky table or something, you know.
The Bibles have been very useful in the last few
Very
weeks.
thin paper.
Yeah, make good
Papers if
roaches,
you're
yeah.
in a clinch, which, you know, is the story behind why Angel came home with a Bible one day.
Holy smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Holy smoke.
I could change my example gift and tell a fair story
Go on.
if you'd like.
Go on,
Okay.
then.
When I came out to my parents, it was October, and of course there was all the gross upset and tears and screaming and gnashing of teeth and things. But I wasn't actually kicked out of the house on that day because I hadn't actually visually started to change or anything. So it was their opportunity to still talk me out of it. Why can't you just have been gay? And I was starting to make some changes and stuff. And so when Thanksgiving in late November rolled around, it was enough time that almost 2 months that I started to look different and things like that. And I got a talking to on that weekend that if this is going to continue, you really can't come around here anymore. But I still wasn't kicked out. So Christmas rolls around, and I had made much more changes. And for Christmas, my parents gave me a 3-piece suit and a Bible with my name on it.
Your dead name, I assume.
Oh well, of course. And I took the suit back to the store, got cash, and bought a dress.
Good.
But I
Nerdy
didn't
says.
feel shortchanged.
Yeah. Nerdy says, actually, every time I watch Critical Questions, I feel shortchanged about the use of my time. You need more time.
Ooh, well, okay, I like that one.
Quinton says, I
Maybe
can also
you
say.
should use rosemary instead. Sorry, bad joke. Terrible
Quinton
joke.
says, I can also say my genetic makeup. Aunt Jer says, certain friends from my past. Nerdy says, who else thinks Dave needs to shave that damn beard right now? Aunt Jer says, my mum.
Obsessed with your facial hair, Dave.
What? With I haven't got that far.
Beardy Dave.
Aunt Jer says,
Nerdy
my mum.
also said he thinks Dave would look good with the beard, and I said I think he looks really good with the goatee mustache there.
You're all wrong. Aunt Jer says, my mum gave me a Joyce Meyer's devotional book. That sounds horrible.
I have no idea who that is.
No, but it still sounds horrible. Quinton
It
says,
does.
free Bible equals free toilet reading material.
And
There you go. My beard, I feel shortchanged. It should be smooth.
Auntie Jerry, you're 100% correct.
The problem with Bibles is they aren't very absorbent.
Is there anything worse than being trans to devoutly Christians now?
Is there a what? Anything worse than what?
Is there anything worse than being trans to devout Christians now, at the moment?
Probably not.
I mean, right now, you see, I would be
Black
hard
and trans?
pushed. But you can't you can't come out as black. Your parents would have known already, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
right
no,
now,
I'm
I
saying,
think you'd be better off if you had Baptist parents to come out as trans and then turn around and go, "Well, I'm only joking. I'm just gay."
I have
Right, but what's worse? What's worse than trans? What could you tell them you are to them that would soften the
Pedophile?
blow?
Sorry.
I don't think they. I think they would accept that more
I
readily.
think they associate it anyways, Manda.
Yeah.
Because if you're gay or you're trans, you're just automatically a pedophile
Yeah.
to people like that.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah.
they
automatically
automatically that.
Pedophiles,
I have-
rapists.
I have a
No, I didn't hear any of that. You all
Yeah.
talked.
I have a friend who is coming out.
Which is
this
really weird to
weekend.
me because you know who like 90 some odd percent of the rapists are? Cis white men.
Oh yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, let Jenny finish. Just probably
Yeah.
But if you're
I
gay
have-
or trans, you're automatically a fucking pedophile. The pedophile, I mean, not rapist,
settle down,
pedophile.
Beth. You're gonna like to hear this too.
Go on.
I have a friend who is coming out
About what?
this weekend on Sunday. She's been planning this. She's been very structured in how she's coming out. You know, who's going to learn when. And then the virus came and just fucked everything up. So she had to replan everything. She's absolutely beautiful. And she's a Baptist minister. And she's going to come out as part of her sermon on Sunday.
Damn.
And it's going
That's
to be live.
brave.
It's going to be live streamed.
Oh! Can we have a link?
Oh, can we? Oh, now I want to watch that live with you, Jeff.
I know.
I will supply a link if I can get it in time. Well, if you're ready to, you know, at a moment's notice, I think it's going to be sometime around 11 Eastern time on Sunday.
That's doable.
But I
that
don't
works
know,
for me.
I don't know for sure for the time. I just know
I'll be
she's
in Scream
Toronto.
and Ring at the time. Oh, yeah. Pity.
Yeah. Right. Let's get Manda's answer, then we can move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Here's my answer.
What?
I said the love of Jesus Christ.
Fair enough.
She did.
She did.
Jesus
She's
was.
the best answer.
And,
It's
and
so true.
But that logic, can we expect Math Pig to be forming a religion, as it's quite clearly going to be a superior belief system?
I've got a question. Doesn't "Suffer the Little Children come to Me" sound very much like a pedophile?
Well,
Sounds like something Catholics would say. Right.
I was going to say one thing on that about, I think how some Christians, they see that as being worse. Well, I won't mention the guy's name, but if you remember, there was a Christian in the he was around sort of YouTube a little bit a few years ago and was exposed as being a paedophile and is now in prison. Let's just say one or two of the people say, well, he'd be all right if he gets well with God, but real transphobic shits at the same time. Like people sort of making apologies to them. G-man.
Was he the guy who was a flat earther?
The thing they have about trans people is once you've gone through the hormones and surgery and stuff like that, they don't see any way of saving a trans person. Whereas they could save a pedophile or could save a gay person.
Oh, really? We're irretrievable.
Yeah, we're
Well, that's okay. You've just made it much more appealing.
You've messed with God. You've messed with God's plan or whatever. Then, haven't you? That's the thing.
Wait, but here's what I don't get. No. Forget this. Right. If being trans is considered irretrievable, how the hell have they justified circumcision for 4,000 years?
Well, they make suitcases.
You're asking us to take
and shoes.
Right, next question. Yes, repeatedly. Moving on.
Move on for this one a while ago.
Yeah. Right, question 709. Which superpower would you prefer? The ability to know exactly how far away the nearest duck is, or the power to make your farts sound like Elmo singing the chorus of Abba's Waterloo?
Oh, you have to repeat that, please.
Yeah, please. We need to hear that again.
Idiotic. Like,
I would not consider
so.
either of those to be superpowers in any way.
It's definitely a
whatsoever.
superpower. It's defined in the question. Which
Well, I
superpower-
get that the starving, knowing where the nearest duck is could be handy.
I fucking hate Elmo and his stupid voice and his stupid fucking face. So ducks.
I would ban the duck.
I think as a party trick, the fart thing would wear thin very, very quickly.
You ever notice, like, when we were kids, I think we were pre-Elmo time, most of us here.
Yes.
During Sesame Street. But so when Angel was a kid, though, like the little things on Sesame Street is usually a couple minutes long. The Elmo part of Sesame Street is like fucking 12 minutes of a 60-long-minute episode, and it's every fucking episode. Oh my god, it's so obnoxious. I am glad Angel is not that age anymore. Thank fucking god. Sorry.
Elmo is obnoxious.
Yeah, but-
I mean, he's cute too, but he's fucking obnoxious.
No, he's a little fucking obnoxious, whiny fucking twat, and I hate him. I'm done.
Wait there.
All right, I'm not going to say what came into my head.
Quinton Phipps said, "What the actual fuck?" Nerdy says, "Farts for sure. That would make me famous." And Matt Pig says, "Can I have some of the drugs Dave's on, please?" I didn't write this question. Well, I half wrote this question. I didn't come up with the superpowers.
If you were offering us to have
Right.
farts that would do all sorts of imitations of famous people or puppets, then that would be kind of cool because you could say all different.
Nope,
Yeah, but
that's
I'm
not what's on
farting
offer.
like Yoda.
That's not what's on offer.
Can I just
I
point
know,
out,
but-
Dave?
The parameters are fixed.
Dave,
Go on,
can I
Jeff.
just
They
point
always are.
Dave, can I just point out that by saying I didn't write the question or I didn't come up with the question,
Doesn't
or
make it
whatever,
any better.
it does not negate your culpability in this because you still chose to put it in this show.
Yes. Oh, and I put the question together. I just didn't. Pick
Yeah,
I just didn't write the superpowers.
Saying, yeah, but you still, yes, you still chose to put this question as part of your show, so this does not negate your culpability by saying I didn't come up with this.
Yeah, you chose it.
I did. Joan says, "To know how far the nearest duck is, I like duck when larded correctly." Lisa says the first one, which is the duck. Yeah. So, who's going for Elmo?
Jenny?
Am I at least
Jenny?
allowed to change what Elmo says?
Nope. Only the chorus to Waterloo. Waterloo.
I'll take the ducks.
Duck.
Duck. Everyone.
I think
No one like
You
Abba.
actually make money with the duck, though. You'd be better than one of those dogs that hunters take out.
The pointed dog. The whole point of them is that they go and get the duck for you.
Yeah, but I mean, they can have the dog as well, but they can have you, and you go, yeah, there's a duck over there hiding behind that shrub. If you aim in exactly this direction, you'll get it, and you don't even have to scare it first.
Quentin says, "Let's go with the fart."
Kind of takes the sport element out of it, though.
It does,
It does a bit,
but it's
Yeah.
farming,
Well-
modern farming.
Is that going to be a precise location or just an over there?
Over there.
No. You said you knew exactly where the nearest duck was.
You're right. You're right. My apologies.
Exactly.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's over there by 5 meters. You got a direction and a distance.
No, exactly.
You've changed it. You've just changed
You
it.
know, you know.
How is? Excuse me. How is that not
We
exactly?
can change it.
How is a direction and a distance not exactly?
I can make a very good educated
Yes, I-
guess on where the nearest duck is to me right now, anyway. So
You're looking out the window, aren't you?
no, I just happen to know that about a mile in said direction there is a pond which ducks tend to frequent quite a bit.
Right. There is a 50-50 chance there's one on top of my house right now. I mean, there's a
Really?
100% chance there's half a dozen pigeons up there too, but yeah. We get. Do you know what's interesting that we get here? We get herons on the roof.
I used to get
do
heron.
you?
We used to get herons
We
a
get
lot
herons.
there, but we got rid of the ponds got filled in, so that was the end of its food source.
Okay, so you can eat ducks, you can eat pigeons. Can you eat herons?
No idea. You can eat herring.
No,
Any bird, really. Just a matter of taste.
But herons don't live on your roof.
And also, getting things off the roof is actually quite hard. There we go. Quentin
Especially
Phillips.
pizza.
What?
Yeah,
Yo,
that was aimed
What?
at you.
what was? I
I'm
missed
sorry, what
that.
Pizza. Never mind.
I'm lost. Right. Where are we up
The
to?
Breaking
Sorry, I
Bad
was reading the
reference.
chat. I apologize.
All right,
Oh,
okay,
yes.
so I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
so-
I get it. And says, but that's a very low roof. We're 3 stories up
Okay.
here. That was a 1-story
Nobody paid
roof.
attention.
You could set up a net system.
I put glue on the tree.
But then you got to climb up the
Sounds
tree
like
to
a
get them.
Cut the
Yeah.
tree down.
Also incredibly cruel.
You could have
Knock him down with a
grappling-
rock.
A hook on a stick.
I'm not telling you what we do to get rid
Yeah,
of the
but it's-
pigeons. Antje said, having a song play when you fart takes up too much time. Nerdy says, more than one tune would be good, but maybe with practice. You see, a collection of songs would be better, but no. Nerdy says that you're all duck killers. You're all terrible duck killers.
We only
like
should be
that.
able to locate
Nobody
the duck. I
said
didn't
anything.
say-
No. Wait. Nobody said anything about having to kill the duck. We just know where the fuck it is.
Several people have said about
Yeah.
eating duck.
Yeah, but
several-
I'm saying it's not. In order to have the superpower, doesn't necessitate killing the duck.
it would-
It's
but-
just
Manda,
knowing where it
wait,
is.
shush. Manda, do you eat duck?
No,
Never.
I have, but I mean, like maybe twice in my entire life.
She'll eat the duck. It'll nag on her because she knows where they are.
tonight on tonight on the menu we have duck with orange, duck with cherry, or duck surprise.
Duck's the
What's the surprise?
That's duck without
not
orange or
duck.
cherry.
I was gonna say it's duck stuffed with pigeons.
That's a faulty tower. That's a faulty towers reference, in case anyone doesn't know.
Ducks have a
no
cherry?
idea.
And with the British shows that none of us know.
Yeah.
No, they have a-
You know, faulty
I
towers.
can't
was
say
Faulty
it.
Towers.
big in- I thought that was really big in America.
Faulty Towers.
There you go. Joan says that heron. She's been told that heron does not taste very nice.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Apparently,
Antje-
dodos were
Tried
quite
that.
delicious.
were they? Have you heard?
Yeah,
you
it
must have done.
contributed-
Have you heard the story about the giant turtles?
Probably.
Right. Okay, I'll tell it quickly.
Too many ashtrays.
No,
Beth?
They,
We don't want Dave's stream, knocked off for terms of service. Can you stop
Right.
stroking your pussy on camera?
Same
Come on,
thing.
you
I
said,
did that video on
We don't
my
want Dave's
masturbation.
stream knocked off. I knew you were going there. I fucking knew it.
Dave,
Yeah.
Dave, can I say if this story involves a group of giant turtles being taught martial arts by a rat, I've heard it.
no, it doesn't. Right. The giant turtle
I think
was not
I
given.
think she just likes being on TV, Amanda.
Okay.
She doesn't get up here unless I'm on stream.
I know plenty of
I swear
girls
to
like
God.
that.
Because you're paying
anyway.
attention to something else, so she wants the attention.
Right. Turtles, giant turtles, were not given a scientific name for decades after they were discovered.
No, what is a giant turtle?
Oh,
There's
the
so-
I think they're from turtles. Turtles. Giant turtles. Big
You mean-
things.
you mean
That,
like a
that
sea
roll over
turtle?
on the beach and die.
Big turtles.
Right, and the point big turtles. Right, and the reason is they were described by I think it was Darwin in his diaries. They were described as so delicious. None ever made it back to London, where the classification would take place, because they just got
So-
eaten
Because they
over and over again.
so
They'd
Darwin-
fill the boat up, and then they'd eat them on the way home. And they're just that nice, apparently.
So you're talking Darwin, Galapagos, those
Yes.
are tortoises.
Are they? My bad. I wouldn't tell the difference if one came up and bit me.
It matters to them.
Right? There's a big QI thing about it, with Joe Brand saying, "I need to test this now," and they're endangered. They became endangered because they store fresh water. So even
I thought
after-
I thought they became endangered because they tasted fucking good.
No, they became endangered because because you could fill them up with water and they keep the water fresh. So you would stack them up on ships and have water, basically water storage and food.
Interesting.
Tortoises don't live in
dreadful.
water.
All right, so they were used.
Her mouth?
Say again.
Never mind. Just the way you put it, filling them up with water.
Yeah, not right sure
Like-
how you did that. The problem is, I think it might. I can't. I'm working with half details. I was hoping one of you would know the full details. Normally you do.
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't.
So I've only got half the bits. And they became extinct because they were used. Right, and they talked about things like the things that were there were lots of things that wouldn't have been possible without them. Lots of the long voyages wouldn't have happened without the turtles as a method of storing water.
Oh wow!
So they were made extinct.
How do you store water with a turtle?
I don't know. I can't remember, and I've got this nagging feeling in my head that I've heard an urban legend, and I don't want to repeat it, about the fact that it might be the urine that you drink, and it's just very, very dilute. I don't know. I can't remember.
Could you make like a hot water bottle out of one of them or something?
Probably. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm trying to remember things I've forgotten.
I don't
You
think so.
forget
precipice,
never.
The turtle's precipice is really quite thick. It's basically the rib cage of a turtle. A turtle isn't a creature inside of a shell. The shell is the creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you store water in one of those and keep it alive at the same time.
Right, I'm gonna have to. 2 seconds. I just Caroline, could you find the?
Talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Could you find the QI7? I'll give the link later.
So, how is everyone this
Right.
morning?
We're good.
Frankie.
Good.
I'm good.
Right,
Dave?
Sleepy.
right, we're going on to the next question.
Has everyone answered this one? Oh,
Yes.
we have. Yes. I
Not
forgot what
one
this one was.
person wanted. Not one person likes Abba enough.
Which one are you having, Dave?
Well, given that everyone else is having the fucking duck superpower, I'll have the fart superpower because I'll be unique.
You're unique anyway, sweetheart.
You'll get
Yes, he's
Special.
you'll get on. You'll get onto Britain.
Daisy,
Problem
Daisy,
is,
Yep.
problem is, Dave. You only get one shot on Britain's Got Talent. When you get through to the second round, they realise you can only do one tune. You're kind of screwed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I can do parties. I mean, every 70s club night will want me.
One.
Once.
All right, next
Adult-
question.
Right, moving on!
Karaoke night or something, yeah.
Great.
Right. Question 710. Should parents be allowed to withhold medical care from their children?
No.
Oh.
No, no.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna
perfect.
say no, but I'm gonna see where Dave's trying to go with this.
I don't understand
about the
why
people
would
that-
we do that? Like, as a punishment?
No, like as
No,
in
you're talking about,
blood
like,
transfusion.
you're talking about-
Your child needs a blood transfusion.
Still no.
No. No.
And they're a Jehovah's Witness?
Yes, for example.
What if?
Yeah.
What about vaccine?
Christian sites have also run into this situation, and some of the Amish and some of the Mennonites. It's not just JW, although they're certainly well known.
Still no.
Still no. What about vaccines?
What about what?
Vaccines.
Oh
No.
fuck no, fuck no. Because it's not just them putting their own children at risk. It's putting
Yeah,
other people's
exactly. That's
children.
why they should be fucking
Then-
What about mind control serum and tracking chips?
Well, mandatory, providing the child's not immunocompromised. Add that caveat.
That's not medical
You are aware
care,
that's not
Dave.
medical treatment, Dave.
Yeah.
What I like is that Jeff continued his sentence afterwards.
I'm actually trying to. I don't really think I should know by now not to try and be serious on these questions. Know that by now.
Aunt Jer says never. Joan says in very specific cases, yes. Godless Granny says this shouldn't even
No.
be a question. It shouldn't fucking well need to be a question is the issue. As
As soon as you give one exception, you've opened the slippery slope.
that's the
Which is what we
problem.
have now. is that we've been sliding down this slippery slope since they came up with exception rules, and now we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, now you've got stupid things like states trying to put legislation in place to stop medical treatment for people that they don't like for religious reasons.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Would you happen to be mentioning
I think
trans people?
No.
Oh, well, funny that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not
I
just
think
that.
it's the same as. I think it's the same as if you had like a Satan worshiper and they believed in bloodletting with their children. We would think that's horrible.
Yeah.
So the Christians would be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's just So what's the difference? There's no difference.
It's
morally wrong.
You shouldn't be stopping what is accepted medical practice. Proper.
I would proviso that with now.
There are
Okay.
former.
Oh yeah,
there are
definitely.
former
Now.
bloodletting that are effective and are used. So
Yeah.
and
Medical practices that are proven to save lives and to help people in certain situations should not be removed from the option of children.
Yeah. Jones says if they have to undergo treatment, for instance, blastoma, you might want to consider the child's wishes not to. The problem is can the child's wishes be independent of a parent? In most cases. The problem is, I think if I'd have told my daughter I didn't want her to have something, she'd have gone in and said she didn't want it.
Depends on what age. I suppose it can be argued depends on what age, but
yeah,
the little kid is going to say they don't want vaccines because they don't want to get any shots, you know.
Yeah. Like you're a kid, you don't know why you're getting these things. It's just like, oh, I don't like the idea of someone sticking a needle in me. But it's also
Having said that,
I've got to stress this point. I think that a child is going to be at a certain age is going to be more inclined to listen to their parents than they are to say a doctor, even if the parents are completely fucking wrong and don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they get to the teenage years, and the parents might be the ones who know what the fuck they're talking about. They're not going to listen. So, you know,
you're going to have two arguments to support the idea of the children. In one situation, the herd effectiveness of vaccines. That's certainly an argument for them. But the other argument would be that the child and parents don't understand the need for this relative to the whole population, which is the basis of the herd mentality. But that would be different than, say, a medical procedure, like the blastoma that somebody mentions. That's only going to affect them. And is that a valid thing for the state to step in and say, I'm going to control your life?
It definitely is if it would save their life.
And why can the state control a child's life, not an adult's? Because generally we do have bodily autonomy.
But there has to be a point at which you...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this serious.
It's a serious question.
It is.
It depends at what point, from the child's perspective, that you count them that they have their own bodily autonomy. They certainly do not have it at birth, and you have to grant it to them at some point. But prior to that point, someone else has got to make decisions for them as to what's best for them.
Okay, then why does that say 12-year-old with a form of cancer get to have their bodily autonomy, but the transgender child between 12 and 18 does not?
Oh, no, I completely agree. But the point is, within this context, trans is no different to anything else. Or at least, it shouldn't be. That's not to say it necessarily is being respected in that fashion. But there's no, from a medical perspective, if medicine on the whole there is consensus that this is what is required, then this is what is required. This is one of those weird things that there's an awful lot of arguing about these things backwards and forwards outside of medicine, but within there is consensus. There is pretty much consensus on all of it. I mean, I've seen a few cases. We had one last year, I think, about proton beam therapy, treating a child with proton beam therapy that wasn't approved in the UK yet. And the doctors wouldn't recommend it because there hadn't been enough studies on it. It was pretty experimental, and I think it might have helped the kid. They ended up fighting in court and got to take him to Poland or somewhere to get it. Okay, right, and I understand that when you don't have a consensus, there is a debate to be had.
Yes, but when there's a consensus, there is no debate.
Yes.
Yet there is.
Well, there always is, because a consensus just means the majority agrees with something. You're always going to have the minority who disagree, who are going to be loud and vocal and complain bitterly. It's why we have TERFs and gender criticals in the world.
It is. So basically,
and why should a minority of any sort have command over my bodily autonomy, whether it's abortion or transgender issues or whatever? No minority should have that power.
And yet they do. Right. We shall move on to the next question because I think we're pretty much all in agreement. Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. Moving on. Question 711. Would you rather see... What?
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Never mind.
No, I get it. We don't have 7-Elevens.
Oh, no. Now there's a good meme to be had involving Star Trek and 7 of 9. 7 of 9 mixed with 7-Eleven.
That was 2 questions ago. 709.
Yeah.
Right, shush. Question 711. Would you rather see the text your ex wrote about you, or have them see the texts that you sent about them?
Neither.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Ooh.
I think that's easy.
Do you?
Because
having said that, most
I'm
of my
just
exes
honest.
know exactly what I think of them. So
that's exactly what I was gonna say. My exes already know what I think of them, so it's nothing's shocking there.
no, that's right.
And I personally don't give a shit what they think about me, so hence X.
X. So you want them to read it, so does Jen. Amanda?
I don't love hearing what other people say about me, so I'll go with the other one. Rather him see what I have to say about him. It's not very nice.
But he probably knows that already, so
Yeah, so it's a big deal.
Jenny?
So is this going to then be a rule that say I'll make the rule right now. In an argument, the person who is filing the complaint gets the right to hear what the opposing party has to say about them.
No, it's just that one of your nice friends decides either that they're going to send you all the texts that you said, to send him all the texts that you said about him, or the other way around.
mutual friend, obviously.
Well, it could be two different people.
Did you, yes. Jen? Did you notice how he assumed it was a him?
Yeah, I know.
God.
Yeah, you realize there are two lesbians and two pansexual women on this panel.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Making that assumption that
I still think you've all been screwed by a guy, and this not screwed in that context, but screwed in the other context.
No, I mean screwed over my girlfriends as well. Definitely. You have no idea. Some of the most bitter stuff comes from other women.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
We can be fucking nasty when we want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would hate to get a letter from myself. Oh.
You had to be yourself. Granny says, I don't have an ex. Quentin says, either way, because I don't care what they have to say about me and I don't write anything about them. Linda, I don't have an ex either. Antje, not interested in either. When they're exes, they're insignificant. Granny, I married the only person I ever seriously dated. Been married 37 years. Nerdy says, I don't text people. How about message? Music Collector says, you're all nerds. Sammy says, I would rather read what they had to say. Joan says, give me the texts they wrote about me. He already knows what I said about him because I said it to his face. That's it.
That's my thing.
Oh, you already know what Manda.
Anything I've said about my exes in text to other people, I said to them to their face, or in texts or messages to them.
Yes. Jeff?
So there's...
Well, yeah, I mean, generally, similar to Jen, an ex is going to know how I feel about them. There's no fucking ones about that. I wouldn't really give a shit how they felt about me. I might be a bit concerned if they're, so we say, saying things that are, so we say, defamatory or not true. I might be curious. Yes.
The shit said behind your back is often the worst stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because generally it's not. Because generally it ain't fucking true.
Yeah.
So
I would want to hear what they have to say. I've been a victim of an orchestrated poison pen campaign, and it revolved around when I came out at work, and I know how dangerous sidebar communication can be. So I would want to know and need to defend myself.
Quinton
But
says,
ultimately, I don't care either way.
opinions are like arseholes. Everyone has one, and most of the time they're full of shit.
Or leaking it out everywhere.
Lovely thought. Right,
Damn it,
moving on.
Moving on from that.
All right, Dave, did you answer?
No,
Of course he did.
Come on.
I prefer to see what the other people wrote about me.
Okay. Now we can move on.
Right. Question 712. Right, firstly, okay, there is a wrong answer to this question. You will lose 100 points if you say it.
We have no...
we have point systems now.
Oh, there's always been a point system.
Okay.
Someone's in the lead with 100 points.
Is it like,
Well,
it's a bit
I've
like,
gotten everyone right so far, so that's fine.
it's
Right.
a bit like QI. It's a bit like QI's point system, and I imagine I'm in the Alan Davis role, who always comes last.
I need a klaxon.
Well, it's either
Right.
you or me, Jeff, so...
Right, question 712. What do you consider the biggest waste of time from your life thus far?
I'm assuming spending time on critical questions is something that's going to lose me points.
Yes, you've just lost 100 points.
I didn't actually answer that. I was just making an inquiry. It's as if to would that not be a correct answer?
Very
I like
much not.
Amanda's answer. Just YouTube in general. That was great.
Yeah. I thought she got round it quite cleverly there. Antje says Bible college. Nerdy says, is the answer watching critical questions? Is it worse to have been a contestant on critical questions or to watch it? Granny says religion.
Yeah, I was gonna
Music-
say, like, I went to church every fucking weekend as a kid, an hour a week. That shit adds up.
Yeah,
Literally
it's
got nothing out of it. Not a goddamn thing. So,
That's a goddamn thing. Definitely not a goddamn thing.
I mean, that's fun, but there you go. Yeah, that is a huge fucking
Well,
waste
that's
of time.
I would say
It's
I would
52
say-
hours a year plus the holiday masses. You have to add those in. So
But
we'll
it's
just
not,
round it
though.
up to
It's no,
60
it's
hours a
not.
year,
No, it's
time
not,
for
though.
childhood that you'll never get back.
There's an hour
Yeah.
before it and an hour after it. At least.
Yeah, because you got Sunday school too, or a bachelor's in fucking astrophysics. That's a shit ton of time that didn't really amount to much for me. So
Although, Amanda,
Always fine, though.
it would have to be in close competition with watching episodes 7, 8, and 9.
yeah, It's true. Definitely
Quinton
8
says,
and 9 too.
8 and
but
9. Quinton
all
says,
three.
listening to people preach about Jesus. Nerdy says other things, eh? Jones says, looking for a cure for dysthemia. Purple answered it for me in comment of one sentence on a video from you, Dave. That's quite funny. Sammy says, stressing that God was watching me wank and then Satan was making me little boys. What?
Making me like boys.
Oh, fearing. Oh, yes. I can't read at all.
Right. Well, I
music-
was, yeah. I mean, I actually saw like a sort of poster from some like Christian group once, and it was an anti-drugs thing. It says, I tried marijuana once, and now I'm gay. I felt so fucking cheated. I was not getting good shit this whole fucking time. I felt absolutely fucking cheated.
Spent all that money and I got the cheap shit.
Spent all that fucking money on.
What the hell have I been smoking all these years?
What the fuck have I been smoking? I wasn't getting good. I wasn't getting the good stuff.
Except it's alcohol that makes you gay, pot makes you trans.
Again, though, you know, it's like, I mean, okay, the closest it's done is made me grow my hair long, and that's not really what you call transitioning. So I must have been smoking some weed cash shit.
Although it is a good start, you know.
Yeah.
So many wait and get a haircut like this before the day they come out. It's really kind of funny.
Music Collector wants to know who's got the most points. I've forgotten. I think it might be Seraphim.
We know it's not me.
No.
We've established that.
No,
much.
it is Seraphim. The point is, there's only 2 times I've given out points. And the other one was for
Well, it
question...
can't be me because I don't think I was ever on a show where you gave out points.
The question 300. I gave out points
Yeah, I remember that one.
for. Who got that? Was that Seraphim?
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't me. I remember I was on the show, but I didn't get it.
I think I won some points once.
It's possible. Occasionally I do.
Possibly that, you know, like we're talking about things that are this is maybe YouTube related. Remember yesterday I said spent way too much time with its healthy.
Yes.
These fucking flat Earth dumpster fires. There's probably nothing fucking constructive that's come out of that whatsoever.
I haven't answered yet.
Go on.
It's not religion because
It's
I
not
bailed
religion.
out of it at a fairly young age, and don't consider myself. Oh, I see. I almost said don't consider myself damaged, but I am. Damaged from the religion I did have. Not damaged as bad as I could have been. My waste of time was my career and not having finished college in exchange for the career I had. It was a very big and foolish mistake.
Fair enough.
I could also answer, just for the record, like I've spent like over 30 years following Southampton Football Club. That's a good answer,
We might have a winner.
And that may be a fucking winner right there. Do I get points for that answer, by the way?
No. Beth.
Dave. I spent 30 years of my life hating myself. I think that's the biggest thing I've ever wasted my time on. And it really screwed up a lot of my life. So
I still do fucking hate myself.
well, I mean, we all have things that we don't like about ourselves, but when you just literally just think you're a piece of shit.
But do you like yourself now?
I mean, okay.
Do you think you're as awesome as we do?
23 to 25 years.
Do you think you're as awesome as we do?
Oh.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Probably
There's no
not.
way.
No one ever sees it. Outside people always see the best in somebody faster than the person themselves does, and to more of a depth. So probably not. But thank you for the compliment. No, I mean, I love myself now. I know that I'm a good person. I know that I have a good heart. I know I
Don't go around kicking people
know.
in the head at all.
all that good shit. Huh?
Don't go around kicking people in the head.
I've always
Only when they deserve it.
I've always been told that Jesus loves me, but everyone else thinks I'm a cunt.
And apparently,
I love
Jesus
Jeff.
children so again, he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
See, I had that same feeling, and that's why I transitioned. Okay, let's make it true.
What have we got here? Aunt Joe wants to know what question 300 is. You have to experience question 300. It didn't go anything like I expected. Math Pig, biggest waste of time spending 14 years of my life with someone who didn't appreciate me. Quinton wants to know, does trying to be on a diet count? Yeah, what the hell?
That can definitely be a waste of time at times. Depends what you...
They're now talking about clubs, football clubs. And Nerdy says, I guess I could say that too, just for every X.
How about trying to explain what being trans is to a bigoted Christian?
How much time have you spent on that?
Way too much.
Pretty much your whole life once you come out.
you it's like, to be honest, I think you'd have a better job trying to explain the LBW rule to a dog.
What's the LBW rule?
Cricket terminology. Yeah.
Leg before wicket.
What before wicket?
Leg before wicket. If the batsman tries to use their legs to stop the ball from hitting the stumps without offering a shot, they can be given out.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
I find it funny that sports did not arrive with the rules they had. For example, cricket never specified the size of the bat.
No.
Nope. Not until one season, someone walked out with a bat that was 1.5 feet wide.
I have heard that story actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when cricket first started, underarm bowling was perfectly normal and fine. It's what people did. And then we started overarm bowling, and then all of a sudden, dim-witted Aussie captain decided to use an underarm bowl to stop a New Zealand team from ever possibly winning a match. And we're not allowed to do that anymore.
Well, I find, again, we've got
And I
things
will
like...
totally admit that Chappell is a fuckhead for that.
You got things like the Frosby flop that completely changed the high jump.
Yeah.
Prior to the high jump, people used to jump a certain way, and then one year he did this. He was considered really weird, but he won. And then within a couple of years, no one did anything else.
Yeah,
And
so
then
they
still
had
took-
to.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
Question 713.
You answer.
What? Yeah. What was the question? No, I didn't.
I don't even remember.
Fine, I'll answer. No idea.
Having us on every day to fucking answer these questions.
What question
Dave.
was this anyway?
He's gonna put up with us.
Biggest waste of time.
Oh,
No, I got nothing. Coding things I probably shouldn't have done. Right, next question. Question 713. What animal would be the most terrifying if it was as large as a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
That's not what your question actually says.
I know it's not.
Wait a minute. Say that question again.
What animal
There's a typo.
would be the most terrifying if it was as large as a Tyrannosaurus Rex? So if you've got would a cockroach the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex be more terrifying? A cat.
A cat.
Oh my god.
'Cause we know they're evil. We know they're pure evil.
I would have to say a Black Widow spider would be
Oh, spiders have got to be way up there.
Yeah.
a Black Widow, and a Black Widow because they can kill you with what they have now, in a matter of a couple hours or something. So if they were that big,
I think you got problems with spiders. So fucking live in Jen's country for a while.
I don't think you need to worry about the poison they have if they were that fucking big, because they would kill you just with their fangs by biting you. They
well, that's
pierce
what I'm
right
saying. One way or the other, you're not living. Right.
No, exactly.
How fast could they go?
Fast enough.
How about wasp?
No, wasp would be pretty terrifying.
Amanda?
I don't think I'd like to see a rat that big.
Might be cute.
No.
Fuck off.
No.
I hate mice.
I mean,
mice aren't too bad.
I don't
rats,
mind mice. I hate rats.
Well, it depends on the rat.
Rats, yeah.
So I mean, sewer rats aren't that fun, but pet rats are lovely.
No.
If it's Roland rat, then I'm definitely in favour of shooting it.
Nerdy says a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Quentin Phipps says a centipede, or me naked. Brian Griffin says my neighbour's cat would be a nightmare if it was large as T-Rex. Mathpig says an angry gerbil. Lucy says I'm better than all of you. An angry Lucy, the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, would be fucking terrifying.
Human
Donald
being.
Trump would be terrifying if
Trump,
he was the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
That's
Nerdy
what
says
I
a
was gonna say.
porcupine. Manda.
I was
Hermit
going to say.
crab.
Hermit crab.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Those things are fucking scary if you look at. Like, they're cute from a distance and as tiny things, but if you look at them, they're fucking exactly. They're like little aliens. They're creepy as fuck.
Mm.
I have to say,
You know what's even worse than a hermit
that
crab?
Henry-
Is that, I don't know how to do this, but that one crab like this big, that there's pictures on the internet of it hanging off of a waste container or walking up the
King
wall of
crab?
your house. What?
A king crab?
Maybe.
Those
But
are the
they're
really
just
big
really
ones.
frightening. They're just good God, you got those. They walk around your house and shit. Ew, God.
They're
Ew.
evil. Nerdy says rats are awesome. NM says birds. I can imagine some birds being pretty evil if they were that big, but they're technically birds anyway.
Yeah, but
Dinosaurs,
blue jays
anyway.
are mean. They'll attack you the size they are now.
Oh, Blue
Yeah.
Jays just got the worst attitude of any bird on the planet.
No, you've never
just
seen
wanna
a
fuck
Amanda,
newly
did
hatched.
you answer?
Me?
Yeah, did you answer?
Yeah, I said the hermit crab.
Oh, yeah, you did. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Distracted.
Jones says
Cats,
dragonflies.
Question.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Shiny
Partly.
dragonflies because they're so gorgeous.
Oh,
I'd want
Math
one to
Pig.
come close. Where's Math Pig? An
My-
angry gerbil.
My answer would be either an angry mandrill,
Yeah,
or me.
you.
Yeah,
Doc says a
I
tardigrade.
would be trouble.
I think tardigrades would be evil. They look evil.
Tardigrade.
And Jer says
They
any
don't.
creepy crawlers.
Tardigrades
They
are
do.
Cute.
They look evil.
They're cute.
They look
They do
evil.
not.
Oh,
They
they
do.
look like a stuffed toy.
They do
Who the
not.
hell said Chihuahua?
And that mouth.
Oh,
And that
Quincy
mouth
did.
oozes.
In fact, I've been
Math
wanting
Pig
a
says an
stuffed toy.
angry
You just made
manda.
my decision for me. I want a stuffed toy tardigrade.
You're just a tardigrade.
You do,
A giant
you do
quacker. No idea what that is.
you do realise that if you have certain animals that grow to that sort of size or whatever, Kent Hovind's going to feel fucking validated all of the shit he said over the years.
Eh,
Oh,
Not
imagine
really.
a Kent Hovind that size.
it would require very little mutation to massively increase the size of something. Chihuahuas, yeah. Horseshoe crabs are terrifying, says Antjer. And Linda says a shark. We basically have a giant shark the size of a T-Rex. A whale.
I think hermit crabs are not hermit. Horseshoe crabs are beautiful.
There's actually been species of sharks on this planet in the past that are fucking way bigger than a T-Rex. So.
Yeah. And they have blue blood.
Megalodon was bigger.
Yeah.
In mass, not in...
Yeah.
Has anybody
Anyone
ever
not
seen
answer?
those writing spiders in person? Has anybody ever
No.
seen those?
Which one?
The who?
Like down in Florida, their bodies are like this tall, that wide, and their leg span is like this.
Oh no.
They are
no,
some of the freakiest
no,
damn
don't tell me about
spiders to
that.
look at because their legs are so long.
Are they an actual
Oh,
spider?
please
I-
stop talking! Please stop talking!
I am not going to
Yeah, David
Florida
does
ever.
not love spiders.
Sammy
Oh.
says a devil from Tasmania.
Right.
Brian Griffin says, "Oh my god, yes. Chihuahuas win the contest. Those things have a big enough ego anyway. T-Rex size would be terrible. See, I think they'd lose the ego if they were that big. I think they've only got that ego because they're small and shit." Okay,
Who with the eagle?
Chihuahuas. I want to see a T-Rex sized quacker now. Given that I've only just seen a picture of
Quokka.
one. Is that how you say it?
Quokka.
They look terribly cute.
Quokka.
Quokka. They do.
They are cute.
I think
I hear they're very smelly.
Are they? They don't look smelly.
And could you just like remove the scent glands or give them a good bath?
I'm still
Being smelly.
I'm still sticking with the cats because cats are the most evil animal on the planet. I'm sticking with that.
Completely valid.
But can you imagine what you'll find on your doorstep in the morning?
Fortunately, you couldn't have spiders the size of a T-Rex, so be thankful.
We
They
stop
could
it with
grow
the spiders,
lungs.
okay?
They can't
What do you-
grow that
what do you
big
think-
because they wouldn't be able to get the oxygen.
What do
If they
you
need
think
lungs.
it would catch for you, Dave?
Say again?
What do you
Well,
think
if it
would
was a
catch for you?
T-Rex size, I think you'd find half a cow on your doorstep.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so Quentin says poop
You'd
beetles.
find this little present of a cow tail and a couple of horns.
You could just picture you could just picture like the reaction of a lot of dogs going to be like, oh fuck.
Also,
That's
imagine cleaning that litter tray. Not me. I'm not doing it.
It's an outside cat. Matt Big
was
says,
gonna
Well,
say, that
the neighbours would move.
good.
You'd have to get like a fucking full like fucking dump truck full of like cat litter in on a daily basis for that.
Well, you know they used to burn dried species
Excuse
for
me,
fuel.
but I think your cat fed in my garden. How could you possibly tell it was mine?
Matt Pig says, a spider the size of a T-Rex would replace horses as a mode of transport.
What's the size of T-Rex?
Spiders.
Stop with the spiders already.
Right.
Could you guys imagine if that cat hawked up a hairball? What that
It would
be
kill
like?
people if it landed on someone.
Take out like you could take a block out of a city. You know, shit.
Right.
Well,
next question.
Or if you see a wrecking ball trying to hit a blooming building or something, you could just see the cat like, try. That's it, you know.
Or knocking cars off the bridge just cause.
Yeah.
Do we not get a clue what that is?
Oh, yeah, what I just posted. Oh, I
Yes.
posted in the main thing. It's Kitten Kong from the goodies.
Oh. Right. Next question. Question 714. What is the weirdest suggestion you've got back from an Amazon search?
I don't think I've ever searched Amazon.
An example. An
What?
Amazon search,
Yes.
like
Yeah,
the
what?
shop.
Yes.
Okay.
I was. Well, go ahead.
No, go on.
I was shocked to find out that they handled sex toys.
They're not very good
Oh,
ones usually.
I have a dildo from
Damn
I
it!
mean, it wasn't upset, but it
Amazon.
was shocking. I just thought that they would be, more prudish about something like that.
I forgot what I was
I
going to do today.
Warehouse. I worked at Amazon, and well, I worked outside, but inside the warehouse, we carried everything that was up to 18 inches because it was the size of the totes. Everything else bigger than that would go to the other warehouse. And they had, I swear to God, a dildo that was exactly 18 inches long. It was double-ended, and the guy that was packing it held it up and said, "What the hell is this? I didn't even know we carried this shit." And it was like a joke for I don't know how long. 18-inch double-ended dildo.
It seems a little excessively long.
I've got a better story than that.
Go on.
Yeah, just say delivering somewhere at an unspecified location. One time we had a we're getting parcel out of the back, and let's just say it hadn't been packed all that well. So get it open. Suddenly the thing what was inside drops out of the packaging, and it was one of those pumps that apparently you can fit over your dick that's supposed to make it bigger.
Penis pump.
Penis pump, yes. And you're like, okay, awkward situation now. It's like,
Aren't you meant to dispose of embarrassing things?
yeah, it was kind of a weird thing of, what the fuck do we do about this? It's like, yeah, it was. I can't go into the too much details what we actually had having to do to like place the packaging and stuff. It was a fucking weird situation. Yes.
Quentin
Especially
says
you got to knock on someone's door knowing.
Quentin says, I typed penis pump and I got pump action shotgun. Julie says shoes for children.
Hey, Julie.
Hang on, what was that? Shoot children.
Shoes for children.
Shoes for children. Oh, for goodness sake. I was a bit worried there for a second.
How have you never searched Amazon?
Look, I'm in Australia, and we basically didn't have much to do with Amazon like a few years ago, and I've just never really bothered. I've used eBay a lot, but I've never really used Amazon. So
How about Alibaba?
I have searched Alibaba.
I wonder if Alibaba has sex toys.
I have
Yes,
no idea.
they
More
do.
than like, oh, my thing about sex toys is when I dropped Kylie off to her appointment this morning, I was walking around Fremantle and I was like, oh, there's a sex shop there. I've been in one for years. I'll go in that on the way back, but I walked back a different way and completely forgot about it. So I didn't do it. And I'm like, damn, I hadn't done it for years and now I missed out on it. So
I've just decided to do like a weird Amazon search and see what I come up with.
Yeah.
oh, that's a good idea.
I've come across a self-help book when I typed in critical questions.
Self-help book.
I was very
Critical
pleased.
stories from the front line of intensive care medicine. Yeah.
They call this show the
Critical reasoning Bible. Yeah, there's some interesting ones here.
drug-free anesthetic. Manda.
Probably. I mean, they have some weird, like, I don't know. There was a bacon flavored mustache, like a fake mustache that smelled like bacon. I don't know how I came across it, but I did. So yeah, that was weird.
Get your
Okay.
butt out of my face.
Now imagine that was the size of a T-Rex.
Yeah. That's a hell of a
I
butt.
wouldn't let it on my lap.
No, it's because it would be eating you.
Quentin says, welcome to
delivering
Amazon.
you as a present to their new owner.
We sell shit children. Music Collector says, I only search for musical boxer
cat
shorts.
rubs his face on mine really hard, and sometimes he like hits me so hard I'm kind of like, ow, that kind of hurt. So I can't imagine having a T-Rex that size that just knock you into the next county.
It'd be furry at least.
Yes, it would.
I did a search just now for atheist, and I got a reference to the atheist delusion, a Christian revolution, and its fashionable enemies.
Oh, yes. There are some things that are very misleading.
Oh, I actually, I think when I was looking for R and Ra's book one time, I got the flipping Mr. Intelligent Design's flipping answer to our biology challenge on Amazon.
Right, I'm going to skip to the next question just because of this. Quentin Phillips. Something I found really funny on Amazon is reviews for the £5 bag of sugar-free gummy bears, and people regaling their tales of horrendous diarrhea. I remember that. I searched for myself. The first result: Labrator, Nerdy Labrador, and Cute Rat updated planner. Weekly, monthly. No. Fart filtering underwear. There are fart filtering underwear. There is fart filtering underwear.
That's an interesting concept.
Just a little.
How do you know,
of,
Amanda?
activated charcoal.
You'd have to have major gastric problems to require that, wouldn't you?
Or a spouse with a very good nose, or an easily offended nose.
My nose is offended. We shouldn't hold it so high in the fucking air.
Right, next question. Question 715. Would you spend $1,500 on a sex toy? What is the maximum amount you would spend?
In retrospect, I probably
No,
could.
I wouldn't spend $1,500 on that shit.
$1,500.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people would. They'd go for those super realistic love dolls, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard
so
those
some
were
people
like
would
the
spend that sort
3,000
of money.
neighborhood.
Yeah,
Say
some
again?
of them are incredibly expensive.
Well, there's some really expensive sex toys.
Yes, hence the question.
And I know too much
I
about
would
this, don't
spend
I?
it though, no.
What if it's really good?
Having said that, if I was really rich, I'd probably buy something like that just to freak people out.
I'd buy it and I'd leave it in on the back deck of my car, so people can see it while you're driving off.
And then put it in the passenger seat so you can carpool if you don't have anyone.
It's
Amanda.
fun to be a provocateur.
Yes.
I
have, she's about to say.
there is a very expensive sex toy that I wouldn't mind purchasing, but honestly, I wouldn't spend that much on it.
How much would you spend?
Probably $100 would be the most.
Yeah, I'm probably about where Amanda is. About $100 or something like that is fine, but $1,500 is a ridiculous sum of money.
Yeah.
There's
really-
one. Oh, go ahead.
You would?
I really wouldn't even want to spend $100 on it. I can do everything just fine without that. Why spend that kind of money?
Oh, I mean, all that is, to be honest.
Diversification.
Diversification. Mathpig says, I get rope cheap at the hardware store. It's the wrong sort of rope.
By the way, Jen, I've just actually put an Amazon link to this in the chat. I was just so I wasn't fucking making that up about Tim writing that book.
Ryan Griffin says they have life-size love dolls for thousands of dollars. They look real, and some look cute too. Julie says,
sure
no on the $1,500. I might spend $50. Nerdy says, yes, if it was a really good sex toy, the maximum I would spend is 1,500 Australian dollars.
Oh, $50.
Oh, bitch! We're not that bad.
Well,
What
yeah,
about
but
Canada?
$50 and 100 puka shells.
That's what I'm going up to. Antje, max $50, but only if it was amazing. Math Pig, the Amanda has is 1500 is a flight to. Can you form sentences?
he just types too fast. That's all.
I'm assuming he's saying that Manda is a sex toy, but I'm not sure.
So, is this the question we're having this episode because it's episode 69?
No, this is just a normal smutty question. Had I been well enough, I would have prepared a special 69 episode and had it in the evening.
I've been pricing, and at the same time, kind of saving for. Oh God, should I save? Tell us? Yeah,
Go on.
I can tell us.
Come on, tell us.
I'd like
You're
to
with
get
friends.
a Wi-Fi controlled vibrator.
Yes.
See, that's the one. That's the one that, because you
That's
say,
the one
why
that you've
bother?
got.
Beth used why bother?
Mm-hmm.
With because you can do and I agree. But with this, when you have a partner that is far away,
Are you saying I now need to get I need to get an Oh My Bod affiliate link?
I was thinking of making it a Patreon thing, or you do the monthly thing, and I'll give you the number, and you can do me up anytime.
Why
There's an
vibrated then?
that.
Why not something that you can? Because you can get things that you can leave on or in all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm.
That's where you get to go the Oh My Bod.
But like Benoit balls or something like that.
all the time.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
yeah. Wow, you have to.
It doesn't have to be on all the time.
things that attach to the pantry.
leave it on
that
all
you
the
can
time.
just-
Well, you can
that
turn
you
them on
wear
and off
are-
from the
are
app.
always inserted.
Yeah.
Sometimes some with G-spot pushers. And,
I mean, the point is, when I was writing the question, I was aiming it at some of the bigger things like the Symbians.
like the who?
Symbian? I don't know how you say it. Never seen someone say it. The things you sit on.
This one.
They're shaped like that.
Is that what you've got, Dave? Is that what you
No.
bounce on?
No! I don't think I
Did
can
that
sit on
cost
one.
you $1,500? Is that what you're trying
I
to
have
tell
no
us?
idea how much they cost. Wait there. I just picked a random number.
There's this one. It's like U-shaped. It's about this long. It's U-shaped, and then it has these two bumps on the inside.
It might be
of
said
there.
Sybian.
I thought they were selling those on Twitter, and it turns out
This is
it's
why
the thing
Dave's not afraid of falling off, because he's kind of attached.
I was made to show the top of my ball the other day, just so people knew that I wasn't.
But how do we know you were showing the ball that you use?
You don't.
See?
Right. I'm just. Oh. When you. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Chat says. Alyssa says, if I have $$ and high quality, why not? Nerdy says, Amanda is a $1,500 sex toy that can't understand the humour in the English version of Red Dwarf. # confirmed.
What?
Don't ask me.
And I am worth way the fuck more than $1,500.
Are you?
Yes.
We'll club
You
together.
disagree?
I
you
would
saying
never.
I'm cheap,
I would
Dave?
never be so crass as to put a value on you.
Okay. I'll take that then.
We need holodecks. That's what we need, where they can, so you can interact with people over vast distances in a holodeck environment.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, I'm back, and from what I gather, there's been an explanation why there's a correlation to the fact that Dave smiles a lot more the more he bounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely, correlation doesn't equal causation, but just saying,
Well, he does have a GoFundMe for lube, so
Does he? Someone else is getting the money for that. Spend a fortune on lube. Jeff, you haven't answered the question.
What was the question again? Sorry.
Would you spend $1,500 on a sex toy? What is the
Fuck
maximum
no.
amount you would spend on a sex toy?
I honestly wouldn't spend fuck all on one.
Didn't
Fucking
have
need-
for men,
just
though.
don't fucking need one.
Toy, Amanda.
I don't fucking need one.
What, Jen?
Did Matt P just call you a sex toy because he just said I'd sell my soul to get Manda? I mean, it's beautiful, but in context of the question,
Which coming from an atheist though is a bit
Yeah.
a
So-
bit empty to say.
No, I
I was
yourself.
going to say, very empty thing, isn't it? And no, there's a red-headed
No,
atheist.
it's different with men because you guys have a pocket pussy? Like that's it's not really that Women have all sorts of things that we can buy for our own
Options.
pleasure.
I'll have
so
you
to
know
speak.
that men buy
Yeah.
those too.
Amanda, they were saying Bath Pig meant $1,500 for a plane ticket, not that you're worth $1,500.
Okay.
That's what he's
Thank
saying
you.
to try and cover his ass now.
She's not worth $1,500.
Shut up, Dave. Help your
Could be
brother
like-
out.
$0 for soul is nerdy.
It could be like one of those MasterCard adverts, isn't it? Like plane ticket $1,500. Taxi to airport, like $20, whatever. Getting Manda over to Northern Ireland, priceless.
Priceless. Oh.
That's right.
Well, if the bid's $1,500, I'll go $2,000.
There's a joke there somewhere about buying a fleshlight once and then it wasn't any good because I kept tripping over everything. But
We're not. We're only going to get Manda as far as Northern Ireland. Cause if she ever makes it into England, me and Dave are so fucking dead. Me especially for the fucking Jar Jar impressions.
yeah, that's
How
right.
high a hill would I have to go
Going
on to
for
get a
you
laser
first.
pointer to hit Northern Ireland?
Coming for you first, Jeff.
Yeah, I would say. I know where I am where I'm on the hit list.
I'm
Yes.
gonna mute myself after that.
Let's
Right.
go
Sorry
far,
about that,
though.
Amanda. You said that, and he started looking out the window. He thought you were already coming. Like, shit.
You never know. You never know.
You don't ever know. You don't ever know.
Her spies are everywhere.
Yep.
Right.
What about you, Dave? How expensive are your sex toys?
Oh. I don't have a funny answer. Damn. I should have thought one up.
How about a serious answer?
Oh, I wouldn't spend $1,500 on a sex toy.
I might collectively spend that on them over a long period of time.
If I'm going to spend $1,500 to have sex, it's going to be on at least a human being for an escort. Or something.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. At least have a bit of fucking dignity and actually just
Exactly.
Although
say
you wouldn't
you're
be able to do that at the moment because of COVID.
You're paying a human, and then you put dignity in there. Is that what just happened? Did I miss that?
You gotta feel really sorry for all the hookers at the moment who cannot make a living because of COVID.
They're still making a living.
All work is dignity.
Disturbingly,
Actually,
there hasn't
I
been
saw
much of a
something
drop off.
Actually, I saw something on Twitter about this earlier today. Someone posted it up. And I did agree with the sentiment that yes, it needs to be fucking decriminalised immediately.
Yeah.
It's time.
Sex work, yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Right, next question.
It shouldn't be shamed either.
No.
Right.
Moving on.
Well, I don't know about that.
Great.
Well, unless you're into being shamed, because that's some people that is their thing.
There might be
Yeah.
some people pay good money for that.
They
Some
do.
people's kink is shaming. Is kink shaming.
Exactly.
Next question.
Trying.
Yeah, no, let's move on.
Question 716. What things do you wish everyone in society understood?
Oh man, there's so much.
The Earth
the
is a
list is
fucking
so
globe.
long.
Yeah, Jeff.
But
Exactly.
the Earth is a globe. Most people on Earth do understand that.
Yeah, but you just say everyone.
That the
Um,
color
I
of
think
someone's
Jenny and I would
skin or
have the
their
same answer
sexuality
here. So.
does not matter. That
I
everybody
don't know.
is
What, Jen, would we?
equal.
I don't know.
Amanda, say that again.
That-
Amanda, say that again. I did not hear that. What?
that the color of someone's skin or their sexual preferences don't matter. I mean, they matter. They're important to it personally, but it does. Everybody's equal.
Right.
Yeah. Hate is
Yeah, that'd be
stupid.
great.
Basically end hate and bigotry.
Yeah.
Can't
which
end
is
hate
my
and bigotry.
answer.
There is always going to be hate and bigotry.
Yeah, there it is. Sadly.
You could pick that one and the Bible issue, and then you could just YouTube would just fall apart because there'd be nothing left to talk about. Can't talk.
You'd never have met me.
Yeah. Joan is right. They know what climate change is real and man-made. So
You say
thank you,
this,
Joan. I'm an idiot.
That climate change is real and man-made, and that continually voting for fucking conservative or Republican governments is not going to get anything fucking done about it.
Yep.
No. No.
I always think it's funny that they don't believe it.
Right, it's a privilege.
Say that again. Go Beth first.
Go back.
I think it's weird that they don't believe in like climate change or anything, but they believe in God.
Well, the people in power
Proof
do.
for climate change, and they have no definitive proof for God. Doesn't make any sense. What, Dave?
The people in power do. They just don't care.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Jen?
The gun ownership isn't a right, it's a privilege.
Oh, I'm staying silent on that whole fucking thing after I went off the other day.
I know there's people in this chat who don't agree with me on that.
No, I
What
do
is my
agree-
issue
I
there?
do
My issue
agree
there
with
would
you,
be
Jen, and
there
that's
are virtually no rights. I think things we class as rights. I think people massively misunderstand what the fuck rights are.
Exactly.
How about that healthcare should be a fucking right and gun ownership shouldn't be?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Sammy says that women are better leaders.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Well,
Where's the big disagreement?
Looking at the two that we've had, mind you, I'd like to say they're exceptions to the rule.
Ike says that no two people are exactly equal. Just being civil to one another will collapse most of the gaps in everyday life.
Didn't you like Margaret?
I was not a fan, and Teresa was just fucking inept.
Obviously, Jones said climate change, biodiversity, globe, causality. Julie says answer everything Math Pig types in the chat.
What? Oh, yes. Okay. She's agreeing. Of course. Gotcha.
Nerdy says how computers work and thus how to program properly. Once you're programming, you understand logic. You see, that I agree with.
Yeah, I can't.
How about
it's been a very long time since I've done any programming. I suck at computers now. So
I have yet to find the PC application that's logical.
A couple of things I wish everyone in society understood. One, that 5G does not cause fucking coronavirus, and second of all, that vaccines do not cause fucking autism.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to give these people.
Did I mention
fighting
I
against.
have absolute disdain for anti-vaxxers? Have I ever mentioned that before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, funny that. So do I. I'm 100% with you on that one, Jeff. I mean, in all honesty,
it's willful
I
ignorance.
put worse than flat earthers. Way worse.
Fuck yeah.
Because they're dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not saying flat earthers aren't too. I mean, anyone
No, a
who
lot
wants
less.
who is ignoring science is dangerous.
You probably
yeah.
find that a hell of a lot of flat earthers are into shit like
Oh,
Antidote.
You tend to all kind of blend together.
All the
Yeah.
crazy in one
You're
place.
flat
Don't
earther,
Yeah.
if you're
Don't
a flat
we, man?
earther,
We
you
know
thought
somebody
every
who does a lot of
conspiracy on
that.
this planet.
Yep, exactly. Dave,
Yeah.
answer the bloody question.
What was the question? Human
You wrote
psychology. Human psychology.
Yep, that's a good answer.
Or I would go with the
Next
brain,
question.
or anything along those lines that would allow us to actually understand how broken we are. we are designed, so much as we are designed to.
We're not designed.
We are in a sense, but we are designed in such a way that just works. We're not. There's no good. It's just what works. Yeah, we. It's the bare minimum of crossing the line.
But the fact that we, with each passing year or generation or era, or whatever you want to look at it, Wayne, we are just to that edge of good enough, even with all the changes and advances we make. Doesn't that give you extra credit for something?
No.
I think we will.
Again,
get better
you've
than that.
only got to look
We
at Rome.
take our-
You've only got to look at Rome. Rome was so far ahead of where we were 200 years ago. It was so far ahead of it. And we spent 1800 years in the shit afterwards with nothing improving.
Honestly,
Well,
I think. Unfortunately, I think Dave's right about that.
Dad was hundreds of years ahead of us at one time, you know.
There's no guarantee.
think
I
at some
hope.
point in
I
the
have
next
hope.
20 or 30 years, there is going to be we've got a bit of a kickback in the US against how progressive society's got,
Yeah.
and even in the UK as well. But I think somewhere in the next 20, 30 years, we're going to have an even bigger kickback on it.
Yes. And the problem is I think that unfortunately, the left is very much to blame for it. It's
Why?
like the race. It's like the racism debate now in the. Well, I can only say this from the perspective of the UK, right? We implemented policies that covered it up, that made it not acceptable to do things in public, to not do things in certain ways. Okay? And what it did is it masked it. It didn't deal with it. Right? And this is the problem. If you mask things rather than dealing with them,
You only deal with them by education. That's the thing.
no, there are not necessarily. I mean, I think education is a big part of it, but that's not necessarily the point. But my point is that masking it means it very often it will come out later, and the people on the side of good won't know how to deal with it, because it's just like in the States now. It's just blowing up because there's so many people on the left in the States did not realise just how racist the States are.
Yeah.
Because it was hidden, it was under the surface.
It's the same kickback that's happening now with anyone LGBT. I mean, yes, the trans people are copying the brunt of that, but it's the same kickback.
I don't think people should underestimate just how fucking racist this country is still as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, ours
yeah.
is the same too.
I got to imagine so, but I don't know. I've absolutely no clue. Is the worst thing. I like to imagine it's not as bad as the States, but I wouldn't hazard a guess as to
You'd like
not.
to think that, yeah.
That's still saying it's not as bad as the States, though, is not a fucking good yardstick
No.
as the baseline, though.
But the point is, we have things that are, for example, our institutional racism. We started trying to deal with things like institutional racism in things like the police 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Now we still got way to go, but we've gone a lot further.
Yeah, and it seems like every 10, 15 years or so, we get some fucking group, whether it was like in the 70s and 80s, National Front, and they went away for a while. Then we had the fucking British National Party get big for a while. They sort of fell away. Now we got these assholes like the Football Lads Alliance and Tommy Robinson fucking got big followings. and and people say that there's not a fucking people like that are getting big followings. That we haven't got a fucking problem in this country. No, sorry.
Oh no, we do.
Every country does.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get rid of those elements. They just we just legislated against them. You only get rid of racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and stuff like that through education. And it takes generations. It's not an overnight thing.
It's education. Also, it is. I think education's part of it. I mean, I suppose you could say this comes under education, but usually a lot of walls are broken down when people realise they have more in common than with people than perhaps they thought.
That's true.
And I mean, I suppose you could say that education is part of, that could be part of education, but you can I mean, the thing is, you can, I know we got taught a lot of things at school about why racism isn't wrong, why we shouldn't be racist. Yeah, I know I've got people of my age in the same bloody classes as me that are fucking racists now.
Yeah.
So there is there's a fucking problem. But it's not. If there is education, it didn't fucking work on our generation.
Oddly enough, I think it did work on our generation in the sense of, I think what the education system we did have and came through is that there are less in our generation than the generation before. Yeah,
the thing in our generation, they just preface what they're going to say with "I'm not racist, but."
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you know all this stuff is like wrong or whatever. Then you get to an age and you start reading shit like the Daily Mail or whatever, and then
it's the same thing as I'm not racist, I have a black friend, or I'm not homophobic, I have a gay friend. It's the same bullshit.
Yeah.
Why is that funny?
I was in another conversation recently, and I think it might have been with you.
Oh, was it?
I think it might have even been another show, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something along the lines of we were taking the piss out of something, and I turned around and said, "Oh, I can say that because I've got a something friend."
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Oh, we lost Jenny.
We lost Jen again.
Right, second to last question. Oh, I need to breathe. Question 717. Would you rather swing on a star or carry moonbeams home in a jar?
The fuck?
Moonbeam.
Carry moonbeams home in a jar. Moonbeams.
Why moonbeams?
Because they're
If you could trap moonbeams in a jar, it's almost like having a perpetual energy source, isn't it? I mean, moonbeams are still light. You got this permanent light source that you've got in a jar that you're not having to put any energy in to get out of. Moonbeams. And swinging on a star would be, you might do it. You can't swing on a star. It's fucking spherical for a star.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
You have a rope on either side.
that's a fucking big ass rope or a little tiny star.
Good shit.
Beth.
Moonbeams.
I didn't think anyone would go for the moonbeams. Jeff?
I'll just say moonbeams. So I think the entire premise of this question is fucking stupid. But
The entire premise. The entire premise of this question is stupid. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just say moonbeams so we can move on.
because neither are possible.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, catching a moonbeam, carrying a moonbeam home in a jar is possible.
How so?
If you had basically a mirrored box where you could have the photons enter into, that they could not escape from.
God,
that is actually technically feasible.
About this.
What?
Dave, photons lose energy when they reflect off things. Because photons are absorbed and then let out again. It's not the same fucking photon. So you actually lose energy, so you lose intensity, so you would eventually have nothing inside the box. And it happens very quickly because light moves very, 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 very fast.
You would require a very, very reflective surface.
It's irrelevant. Even the most reflective surface you get, it
would not last indefinitely. It would not last indefinitely, but when you catch a bug in a jar, it doesn't last indefinitely.
Can I hear the question?
Okay, that's true.
Would you rather swing on a star or carry moonbeams home in a jar?
Oh God, I've thought about this one.
You have?
Well,
I've thought about the song.
I've been called a moonbeam, so.
Oh, Moonbeam. Hi, Moonbeam.
Mathpig says moonbeams, I'd use it as a nightlight. You couldn't use it as a light, because if you use it as a light, you'd let them out.
So,
And
but no, within the context of you said you could catch it in a jar and keep it, therefore you would constantly radiate light forever.
No!
Under the context that you put. No, I'm sticking with what you said.
Ant said, swing on a star, what the fuck am I going to do with moonbeams?
Well, is a moonbeam an exercise in photons, or is it a particle kind of thing, or?
Well, photons are particles, obviously.
So you're giving what people are giving way too much thought to a fucking pointless question. I just answered quickly so we can move on.
Nerdy, I'd carry moonbeams home in a jar because I'd be better off than I are. I don't get that.
You better.
It's part of the song.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Sammy says, swing on a star. Which star? And he must be hung to swing off him.
I'd go moonbeam. I'd go moonbeam for sure.
You go moonbeams for sure. Quentin says, stoner answer, moonbeams.
What's that?
Julie says, swinging on a star sounds like being way too close to the sun. Right.
Well,
Go on.
Talking of weird songs that we get things from, who the hell would want to catch a falling star and put it in their pocket? Fucking little tiny meteorites falling from the sky are fucking hot.
No, they're not.
You'd burn your hands.
No,
But
you
they
wouldn't.
do cool down, and they're
They can't. You burn your hand because it was so cold.
Especially if you get an all-iron meteorite.
Yes, when they fall through the atmosphere, they don't dissipate heat fast enough. It just burns off. It's cold. Meteorites, you'll burn your hand because it's cold.
I wish I knew where it was. Now I don't have no idea, but I used to have an actual meteorite that was almost egg-shaped. It's fucking really cool.
That actually makes sense because the meteorite basically ablates as it falls through the atmosphere, which is we're burning off. So yes, they would stay cold. You're quite right.
And that's the whole idea behind.
It's one of those misconceptions. People think they're going to be hot.
Capsule.
Yeah, I don't know why I had it. Now I feel stupid.
Oh, it's a common misconception. And to be honest, I don't think
I should actually have known better. So yeah, now I feel stupid. Twice in one night. Thank you so much, Dave.
Godless Granny says.
You got to correct Chris on history yesterday, Jen. So just be happy with that.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that.
Granny says, depends on whether swinging on a star is a life-threatening activity. Manda, what were you going to say? You forgot.
My answer.
I have to step out and step back in.
Okay.
What was your answer, Amanda? I've forgotten now.
Moonbeams.
I said moonbeams.
Moonbeams, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Depends on whether. Right, I think we are done with that question. I think it went on way too long, which is disturbing.
What was yours, Dave?
Oh, I'll go swing on a star. Julie says, could use solar sails to launch a spaceship loosely be considered as swinging on a star? So, if you use a gravitational system called swinging around a star. That's not what I had in mind.
It wouldn't be possible to swing upon a star that you'd burn up.
Well, no, you could do a gravitational
Or at least
assist,
a
and
moonbeam
technically
is
you would be
somewhat
spinning on a
plausible.
star.
Why are we still on this fucking question?
All right, everybody.
I brought up a good point, and I think Dave's actually right.
I think you're more likely to be able to do that than catch a moonbeam.
I agree. You definitely can do.
boy.
You can definitely do a solar assisted gravitational maneuver.
Right, last question.
So, Dave, what's the next question?
I thought that was
718.
the last question.
No, the next question's the last one. Question 718. Would you rather be a brilliant scientist or a world-famous painter?
Scientist.
Oh, scientist.
Scientist.
Painter.
Jeff?
I'm a moderate
Well,
scientist.
I'm gonna go with scientist. I'd have thought, because just be honest, how many painters? I mean, okay, I suppose there have been painters in the 20th century that have where their works become valuable in their lifetime, but generally not what happens.
No, you're right.
I mean,
Scientists don't make much money either.
science just don't make. Yeah, but
About
at least you feel you've actually accomplished something fucking worthwhile. Whereas,
Exactly.
let's
Let's
be
not
honest.
just say that art. There is nothing. Art has worth, but science is just worth a lot more.
Art has worth, but sometimes it's like the fashion industry. Sorry,
well,
I do not I do not get most of fucking modern art. I think it's bloody stupid.
Well,
Right.
that's an opinion.
That's just
and
me. That's me.
if there's no art, what's the purpose of everything else?
What's the purpose of everything else if there is art?
To create more
Yeah,
art.
there's no science. What's
Yeah.
the purpose?
I think
No,
the
they're not
knowledge-
relevant
I think
arguments.
having the knowledge would be amazing, but I think on a smaller scale, it would be great to have the knowledge
Yeah.
because I know people like Manda who speak way over my head, and I don't have a fucking clue what she's saying. So it would be nice to understand it more.
Yeah, that's her
Yeah,
accent. That's
that's
her accent,
probably
not her
right.
knowledge.
That's probably where I'd stand on this as well. So because most of the science talk is like way over my head. So
Linda says scientist. Joan says painter. Julie says brilliant scientist. Nerdy says scientist. Alyssa Marie, scientist. Math Pig says Amanda is already a brilliant scientist. Aunt Jer says scientist. Brian Griffin says scientist. Godless Granny says scientist. I think we might be misrepresenting people. I think the people more likely to watch my show are.
In my 20s, I would have answered scientist.
Would you?
hmm
Interesting. There's an artistic scientist. I'll take an artistic scientist. It's an odd thing. So everyone apart from Jenny is going for scientist, and Jenny is going to be a very unique painter.
I don't know what a unique looks like, so I don't think I could ever paint one.
Hmm. Right. I was tempted to change that question to painter and decorator.
yeah.
Right.
I can't
Right.
comment on that one without offending, so I'll be quiet.
Sammy says painter. He's an artistic soul. This is why we all want to sleep with him.
I don't know how true it is, but I did hear a story that apparently Salvador Dali, towards the end of his life or whatever, used to get out of paying checks or whatever by as he's about to write a check, doing a little blooming drawing on the check on the back of the check and signing it or whatever, and then people were like, "Oh, we've got a signed Dali here. We'll never cash this."
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is, whether that's just an urban myth, but I thought it was a funny little story.
Look what an artist like Banksy does for culture.
Oh,
I mean, this guy goes around and makes art anonymously, surreptitiously, and suddenly people see it the next day on the street somewhere and are enthralled, and everyone talks about it and everyone shares it.
Jenny, can I say he did a brilliant one in my town about 10 years ago. It was fucking brilliant. and it was a fucking crime that the council whitewashed over it. We were. Everyone, but in fact, everyone in the bloody city was saying, "Do not fucking get rid of this. This is fucking brilliant work of art." But it was I think it's the one that says "No Future" or something. It is moving, and the fucking council whitewashed it.
You know, I actually can't help but think that Banksy would have thought that was just perfect for a painting that discussed future, for that to happen to it.
Right, I need to run away, so I'm going to have to say goodbye very quickly to everyone.
Okay.
Say goodbye, Amanda. Good night, bye-bye, Beth. Thank you for coming. Thank you to Jenny. Thank you to Jeff. Thank you to Jen. Thank you to everyone in the chat.
Thanks, everyone.
We will see you tomorrow. We are late tomorrow because we're after 6-pack. Thanks for all coming, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.